What's going on, everybody? Good evening. Welcome back to another thought-provoking episode of Think About It Thursday. And today I want to ruffle your feathers, but I don't want to change anybody's point of view. I want everybody to keep their own points of views. This isn't swayed and none of that kind of craziness. But the question is, which shape is the earth that you live on? Flat, round, or dome? Who wants to start? Uncle D?
I I think our world is round. The earth is round.
You think?
Patsy?
He asked me what I think it is, and I'm telling him I believe the earth is round.
Patsy, you want to give us your opinion?
Definitely round.
Uncle T?
It's definitely round.
Auntie?
It's round.
Tonya?
Round.
Kiana?
Stay. Oops, round.
Dukes?
Round and round we go.
And Uncle Rob?
As round as your head, Mr. Lacey.
Yep. And I believe that it is a dome flat surface. So I'll get into that
I know
later.
that was going to be your answer.
Yep, definitely. So I'm going to get into this National Geographic video because it's a lot of things going on right now, and everybody's got their own opinions.
Just like the rest of the damn planets are round. The sun is round. The moon is round. How the hell the Earth is the only damn planet that is a dome with a top that is round like a half shell and the bottom is flat? That don't make sense to me.
So you got some video?
Yep, I got some footage to share. My fault. I was getting into it. I'm about to play it for you guys right now.
Tonight. It's nice.
Crazy. That's all they are, a bunch of crazy. They just like Trump, lying about stuff. You ain't got no proof. You ain't showing no proof. You just trying to discredit the scientists who were actually out there doing field work and doing demonstrations and coming up with the answers. These folks are just sitting out here rambling, telling you lies, and got a bunch of followers that they are influencing them, lying to them, and getting them to believe that with this he's saying, because he seems to be the only one that is putting this whole movement together, right? So he ain't all he's doing is just dictating, trying to be, a leader, like a cult leader. That's what he's trying to do, create issues amongst the people who believe that the world is round, and you got this idiot here talking about it's a flat surface, dome shape. Like, he's stupid. He's an idiot. He ain't got no credentials in science at all.
Right.
How do you know that man didn't have no credentials in science?
Listen to the way he's speaking. You see, you got actual scientists showing him demonstration of how
So
they
you
know
believe that
that
demonstration? How many of y'all believe that was the real demonstration? You don't think that they have their own demonstrations that debunk that?
No, these people suffer from cognitive dissonance. That
Exactly.
means when they're shown the truth, they double down on what they believe. Even when they see it with their own eyes, they have proof.
Exactly.
That is what they suffer from.
So hold on. If I show y'all the video that rebuttals this, basically, are you guys gonna believe with your own eyes after you see it? Because It's something called.
I
It's
don't.
something. Listen to what I'm saying. It's something called the vanishing point. So what
Yeah.
they just did to you was they showed you as far as your sight can see, and they telling
Nah.
you that it's because of the curvature.
Can
But
I answer?
if you take a,
How do you explain?
listen to what I'm
But
trying to
how
say
do
to
you
you.
explain the
Let me
satellites?
finish, Uncle
How
T.
do
If
you
you take a
explain the
telescope,
satellites that's going around the fucking planet? How do you explain that?
they're not outside of our orbit. They're
Oh my
inside it.
goodness.
We can get into all of that later, but I'm talking about the video right now. For the video that we just watched. It's called the vanishing point, Uncle T. So you can't see that far, but they got telescopes that zoom all the way in, and you can see all the way cities, all the way on a flat scale. It
They
just goes
got
straight. It's
binoculars
not
that
like
can do that.
the
They
tech.
got binoculars.
So basically, what the scientists just showed was a test that doesn't make any sense. It's like it's an illusion for people. I
So
can show
can
you. Hold on one second. I got a video to show you.
wait. Before you show that video, can I answer your question?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So based upon the video, I just want to say this. I like comic books too. You know, this guy, he likes fiction as well because he's convinced himself that something is other than which you have given scientific proof. So let me ask you this before we go further. So everybody on the panel, um, if if you took a plate and ran water on it, what happens? I'll wait.
It
Anybody?
sits in the middle.
The water falls off
It
the edge.
sits in
The
the
water.
middle.
Say that again, Maria.
The water falls off of the edge.
If you took a bowl and ran water into it, what happens?
It stays in.
Until a certain point, right?
It runs
Right.
off.
It runs over.
It's gonna flow over. It's gonna flow over, right? So
Yeah.
back the medieval times, what 500 BC or something like that. These people felt that explored
Christopher
the
Columbus
world.
thought the planet was flat.
No, they
No, he did not.
Can I finish? Can I finish? They felt like if they went so far, they was going to topple off of the earth, like a waterfall. You know, if you see a waterfall and you get to a certain point, and then you just all fall off the side, go over the edge.
Right.
That's
Yep.
that was people's mindset back then. But then, as the world evolved and the knowledge, people became more knowledgeable about the world. They changed their perspective about things because let's remember too, guys, this was before the internet, computers, video, digital things like that. So they had maps. And that's probably one of the reasons why they felt like the earth was flat because what were maps? At that time, maps were all flat.
Right. Yeah.
So that was their visual proof. That's what they believed because that's what they saw, that's what they knew at the time. But again, if you don't take my word for it, when you get a free chance, go and get you a cup of water, get you a plate which is flat, get you a bowl which is circular, and just stop pouring the water in each upon each surface or each shape and see what happens in each case. Because with the plate, like their mindset back then, the water is going to flow off to the edge. It's going to whistle. But if it's a circular, like the
So is it a bowl or is it a spear?
Spear.
Let me ask this question. If the world is flat, explain to me when the sun goes down and the time difference. It's like in Japan, it's like 12-hour difference. When it's dark here, it's light there. If the world was flat, explain that.
So when the sun is traveling back and forth, I just wanted to really get into the video before we got into everything, but everybody's asking individual questions. It's like I got to jump all around.
Hey, Gregory. Hey,
Hello?
Gregory. Yeah,
That's
Gregory.
Who's that?
Elijah.
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 That's APPLE, man. Man,
What's
stop
up,
with my
man?
government, man. What's wrong with y'all, man? Anyway, you know what? I only came in through the middle of it. I was hearing Dave talking about. We talking about flat Earth, round Earth.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Good job, good subject. And what is your opinion on it, Gregory?
My opinion is that we're in a dome. So I was just about to talk about Uncle D's opinion. He's saying a bowl, but a bowl isn't the globe shape. The globe shape is a sphere. So that means that the water would be spinning off the planet as we're spinning. You get what I'm saying? If the
Mm-mm.
Earth is shaped in that shape.
Gravity.
All right, check it out. Right, I studied this in like 2008, so I'm kind of familiar with this part. Both, you know, what I mean, one reality, one theory. So when it comes to water, water take a shape of itself. You know what I mean by that, Greg? Greg,
Oh yeah, I know what you mean by that. It goes into like whatever shape it's in, like the container that it's in.
exactly. But when you put water in gravity, oh, excuse me, non-gravity, that means it's floating. There's no gravity at all. It turns to a sphere. Hear what I say? So if you was drinking, say you sneezed, you know what I mean? You would see particles of of your spit or your saliva. It'd be little bubbles. Hear what I say? So when you take your child's toy, you make bubbles out of it. You blowing air inside of it, it makes bubbles. Gravity and oxygen and all that stuff, it make bubble. When it comes to that gravity, it's a sphere. Now, this is where the part I understand what you're saying. Because we on a flat land, that's where the theory comes in that we living on a flat earth in a bubble. Now, how come I don't
Yes,
really
in
have a
domes.
dome? How come I really don't have an opinion on it? Because when everybody thought it was until Galileo and in the Renaissance, and you know what I mean, they started doing their one twos, and they found out that everybody is not surrounding the earth. All the bodies are surrounding the sun. You know what I'm saying to you? And when he found out that the earth was round because of the wobble. And I got a telescope. You know, Uncle T can tell you I got a real good telescope. And every time I look up on those stars, it's always wobbling. You can tell that's a planet, and you can tell the other one's just a star because it's not wobbling so far because of the light year. You dig what I'm saying to you? I believe, me personally, that we're living on a sphere. Yet, because of the dimensions, it looks like if it's round. Because there's nobody falling out of the sky or falling off the plains when it comes to Australia. There's no one falling on the Antarctica. So those things I question, but I understand gravity also. And what's really mysterious is the ocean is not falling out in the atmosphere. So I can go for the globe, or should I say the bubble, because water's not falling out. Yet again, you take a bubble and you out in a place where there's no gravity and you blow it, that bubble, I mean, if you take water and you blow it, it'll turn into a bubble, just like if it's a little earth. All you got to do is slide a little land in the middle of it. You know what I mean? So it's a good conversation. But I mean, if you're gonna go with your eyes, man, the Earth is a sphere.
I was gonna say, isn't gravity a theory though too? Made by
Yes,
Yeah.
it.
Einstein.
Okay, if
It's a
Yo, what
gravity
it
theory.
do,
is a
Greg? Hold
theory,
on,
how are you
There
still
is certain
arguing for
places
hold
us?
on
on,
the
hold
earth
on,
where
hold
there
on,
is no gravity. Y'all know
hold
that,
on,
right?
hold on. Greg Reason, you're a funny dude. Yes, it is a theory, but it's a theory that has been proven more and more that it's a fact. It's not a fact yet. You're right, but it's still a good theory that's proven to be a fact. You know what I mean? Yet when it comes to our planet, it's always mysterious to me how once upon a time they thought it was flat. I'm talking about biblical days. I ain't talking about in the 1800s in the Renaissance. I'm talking about biblical days.
Yes,
And then
that's where
all
you
this,
get the dome theory, the firmament.
right. And I seen those old maps. You know what I mean? I got one of them. You know what I mean? With its four pillars holding the earth. Then the Hellenistic age came in, and the Greeks started doing something different. They start showing stuff different, and it was round. You know what I'm saying to you? But if you look back in Mesopotamia, it's also showing things that's round. You know what I mean? When it comes to the walls and stuff. So, I mean, we got this roundness going on. Flat, mm, again, they have the old map. They was all everything was round and flat. And it's
That's what they said.
So
That's what
wait, hold
they
on. You
said.
missed
They
this
it's
thought
part
it
of
was
the
it's
flat
video.
because
So
of the
let me get
maps.
back in. Let me get back on
Wait,
topic to what I was talking
Patsy,
about.
Patsy was saying something before you do that.
Yeah, okay, if the earth was round, I mean flat, right? Why are mountains, do you go up mountains? Are mountains up and down? Are they flat?
Wait, hold on, wait a minute. Just because the Earth is
No,
flat
answer
doesn't
the
mean it doesn't
question.
have craters
Okay,
or
you
loops and
deflected
lumps. And
my question. Mountains, what? How are they? Are they flat or are they up and down?
it's a piece of ground that rises from the Earth. So that means that
Yeah,
the Earth
so
elevated
but
itself.
the
It
thing
was flat at a
about
point in
it,
time.
yeah. So doesn't that prove that the Earth isn't completely flat? If you can walk up a hill or walk up a mountain and come back down off the mountain, does doesn't that disprove that theory that the Earth is flat? Because if there were mountains, then
No, because what
um,
I just said to you, when a mountain's created, it's the ground rising.
No, I get what Patsy's saying too, because if you go up one side, you come down another. But you also saying it's rising from the earth. So to be rising from the earth, that means it's contained. That means it's in a cylinder. It's still still has curvage. It still is contained in something. It's not just
Right.
rising from a flat surface. So it's somewhere it's got to be circular. It's not
Right.
it can't just be rising just
But
from
Dave,
flat.
that's the dome. That's what
That's
Gregory's
the
saying.
dome.
That's the dome.
The
And,
dome
and
is not.
listen, hold on, Dave. Dave, you ever thought about it? And I understand where Gregory's going because my mind been scratching, and when it gets scratching too much, I just leave it alone. But check it out, right? You ever notice when they go out in space, they gotta wait for a window to open? You ever notice that,
They
Dave?
break through the
They
atmosphere.
got to break through the atmosphere. That's why.
Oh, that's not why I asked you.
No,
I
the,
didn't.
the
I'm
Van
gonna say
Allen
this
belt. That's a
again.
lie, though. They haven't been past that. If you look
Hold
it
on.
up, they really haven't been past the Van Allen belt.
Hold
Okay,
on.
So
so
Hold
wait,
on. Hold on.
say that again, E.
Hold on. When and Gregory's right. See, so the way they say they waiting for a window to open, right? They can't go out of the sky until a window's open.
Mm.
Once that window's open, then they can go out of the sky or out in the
they,
atmosphere. You know what I mean? Whatever,
which
whatever.
means clear blue skies. That's what it means. Clear blue skies
No,
that they
Uncle T,
can
it don't
go
have
through.
nothing to
They
do with that.
cannot go through. They cannot do no subtle let off during rain, snow. Is always a certain temperature and clear skies.
So that's what it means when the
exactly.
window's open.
So
Yes.
let me ask
Yes,
you
Okay.
that.
that's what that
So
means.
so again, that kind of so you guys want me to believe that we are encased in a dome, right? And everything that is happening in on Earth is in a dome structure. So that means the water, everything is encased within the dome, right?
Dave, everything in ancient history shows yes.
Yes,
Until
that's what
until
I was
the
gonna. I was gonna get into that, y'all, but I didn't get
But
to
until
it.
wait,
until the
you can
Greeks.
still
Y'all
get
are
Hold
in.
on.
everywhere on this
You
one.
can still
And
get into it. But look it, this is all I'm gonna say to you guys. What year are we in?
Dave, we talking about how it was
Listen,
in the
we're in
past.
2020, right? But listen to this.
Pass of
They
thought,
they
Dave.
still are trying to
All
figure
right.
out that they say the ancient civilizations are more advanced than us, that they have technology that we can't use right now because they
They
can't
do.
figure it out. So what
That's
you're saying
facts.
doesn't make sense.
Yes,
For
it
you to
does.
say what year are we in, what
Yes,
year
it
we're
does
in, we lost
because
all our technology.
because you guys, both of you guys, are proving my point. We have evolved.
No,
So
we have. I just told you we
Dave,
haven't.
Dave, Dave,
The
Dave,
we
Dave,
have.
Dave,
scientists are
Dave,
saying we
Dave,
haven't.
Dave. When it comes to knowledge, right, Dave? Dave, when it comes to knowledge, right, it's this thing called mathematics. Mathematics is universal, kid. It transcends, it never go outdated. So when we're talking about geometry here, you dig what I'm saying to in spheres and all that stuff. Once upon a time, they didn't think it was a sphere. They didn't think it was no cylinder. They thought it was flat. What we're saying is how once upon a time they thought that. And now
Because
I
they
know
was
what you're saying.
stupid.
Hold on, hold on. Hold on.
They
How
wasn't
could they be?
smart enough.
Hold
That's
on,
why they
Timmy.
was
Timmy.
stupid.
Timmy, how can you call them stupid? They built pyramids, Timmy. How can you call them stupid?
We
They
can't
have
even duplicate the technology that they was
right,
using.
right.
Yes,
And that's
sir.
where the
How is
mystery
they
How
come in
you
at.
think?
stupid?
Oh
We're
no,
stupid right now.
no. Y'all
That's
both
where
are
the
wrong
mystery come in at.
because all the every uh tool, every fork and spoon, plate, bowl, all comes from the Egyptian, and they left that whatever they left behind. The people who found the artifacts, they study those things. They go back and make it modern. There a lot of shit that they used back then. They use it today in the modern time.
And
All
then
right,
there's
Timmy, you
things
really
that they can't figure out
Yes,
that
they
they can't
do.
use.
Timmy, they don't know how the pyramids made. You know what I'm saying? Too, and none of the pyramids. I ain't even talking about Egypt. I'm talking all over the world. They don't know how none of these things we call pyramids are made. They don't know how these stone walls was made. They don't know how the
Oh,
great.
yes, they do. They know that
No, they
they
don't,
No, they
Timmy.
don't. Uncle T,
yes,
you
they
can't keep
do.
just
Wow,
saying, yeah,
wow.
you're
Y'all ain't been
wrong. You
watching.
gotta
You ain't
listen
you.
sometimes.
Timmy, I
Nah,
read, kid. I've been doing this since
I read too.
2008.
I
I don't need.
definitely
Hold on.
read.
I don't need to do no credentials or credentials or how will you know what. What I'm saying to you is this, bro. It is a mystery there. There is a mystery there because once upon a time they thought it was flat, and now they probably was ignorant. Okay, cool. And now when it came to like about good, probably like I think around 1400s. You know what I mean? When the Renaissance started kicking in, started questioning religion with science, and start finding out, figuring out stuff. Some of them got locked up. Galileo's one of them.
All
Because
right, so let me
Galileo
ask you guys,
also,
let me
hold on,
ask
check
the
this out.
panel. Let me ask
Check
the
this out.
panel. When
Huh?
was the first globe Earth model made? Because I just heard you say the 1400s. I know the exact date. It was 1492, right? And do you guys know what else was happening around that time?
Oh, I'm about to go there. I'm about to go there. But the Catholics was shutting that down, kid. The Catholics' religion was shutting that down. Galileo retracted what he said. You dig what I'm saying? After he had to be exiled, went blind the whole nine. Yet his theory was correct. There's a wobble. Everything goes around the sun. This is where that imagination coming at. Everything goes around the sun. You know what I'm saying to you? And then the planets around. So fears you gotta remember, they didn't even know nothing about these other planets, but Mesopotamia did. And civilization started in Mesopotamia, not Egypt. So they knew this stuff. You did what I'm saying to, but what we're saying is a mystery on okay, they know how to build, they knew how to do agriculture went out of the caves and all that stuff, but yet and they read the stars the way they read the stars,
And
but
they
yet they
thought the
thought the
Earth
planet
was
was flat.
flat in a dome. Yes.
And it don't
Just a
right.
news
So that's where the
flash.
mystery
Just
come
a
in at.
news flash. Sometime around 500 BC, it was predicted that the Earth was round. Argue about that. See you later.
We're not arguing about any of this stuff. The oldest map is from the 5th and 6th centuries, right? Before Christ. How did they
Yeah.
navigate on those around the world? Because remember, even in the Bible, it says that he placed his people in the four corners of the earth. It couldn't
Yes,
be
it does.
a
It
globe.
says that.
It couldn't be a globe if he placed them on the four corners. It has to be a flat surface.
And that was written in like between 800 to 300. I mean, 800 to 100 AD, 800 BC to 800
Again,
BC to 100 AD.
they didn't have dollars.
Hold on, and what
Okay.
Bobby's
They
talking
had
about,
We're
Again,
we're
I
gonna
said
stick to the
they had
point that
some
500.
they were
dollars
I
stupid
said
people.
500 BC.
as
You're talking 800 BC. So what came first? 500
oh, I'm
or
about to
800?
tell you, I'm about to go there. And when it comes to, they thought that the Earth was flat on a round surface type of stuff, as we'll call a circle. That
On
was
a
going
disc.
back to like
It's a
about
flat disc.
5,000 BC, kid. Again,
a flat
Mesopotamia.
disc.
So hold on, check it out. If you don't study Mesopotamia and then in the Renaissance, you ain't understanding how it's the mystery. Yeah, what we see, of course. Oh, excuse me, I never saw the Earth round. I seen what they show me in pictures and in cameras and all that stuff. But
And
what
it's
we have seen,
all
okay, it was round.
CGI, all cartoon image.
type of stuff. Okay, it's round. Okay, I see the mind.
Let me ask you guys
but in
this
the
question.
days, they didn't thought that. That's what I'm saying. The days, they didn't thought that. Columbus, he didn't just trying to figure out if it was flat. He was just trying to get a trade route. Again, they didn't think that. They thought it was flat. And what we were saying is that's a mystery. How can you thought it was flat and we know it's round and y'all build all this stuff? That's a mystery. Was it flat once upon a time? Then it turned round? I mean, who knows? Or was it always round and they just didn't know that? Who knows? You know what I'm saying?
They were just scared to venture out first and thinking that they were gonna fall off. That's what it
So
was.
hold on, Tim. So who gave him that fear? Think about it. Who gave him that fear? Man, nah, I can't. I just did my haplogroup, kid. I know, I just did my ancestry, the whole nine, kid. So I'm coming well versed. They travel, kid. They travel like 100 going off. They explored.
Let me get back to the original thing, yo, because the video that I showed you guys was about the vanishing point. And people are believing that the vanishing point disproves the flat earth theory because the curvature of the earth, you can't see it, but that's your eyes. Your eyes can only see so far. So I wanted to play this video
In the
to show
video,
you
they didn't
guys
say nothing about no vantage
this
point.
telescope. Look, you wanted to see where was their rebuttal, Uncle T. You wanted to know
Let's see the video.
where's their scientific proof that the earth is flat. I'm about to show you a video right now. Give me 1 second.
Holy shit. Everything disappears because of perspective. And the way you see
bunch of nonsense.
The boat is not over the curved water.
So it fell off now, huh? The boat fell off because it hit the curve and you can't see it no more. It fell off.
AT, you get it more if you just be quiet for a second.
None of this shit can't tell me nothing. I know the earth is round. This is a bunch of conspiracy nonsense right here.
From top to bottom.
It probably is.
All right, I'm gonna start playing the video. You good? See, Uncle T, you're doing exactly what my godmother said about the first video about them people. They're not believing with their eyes. What was the condition you said, godmother?
The reason why the reason why they call it what you say was visual because the waves are rising, and as the boats go over the damn waves and further it gets, that's why it disappears.
No, Uncle T, you are explaining stuff that the scientists just lied to you about.
I thought the first video said that the boats disappear as it goes because it's a curve. So I don't understand what this second video was saying, why the boats disappear.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Because of the vanishing point of your eyes. You can't see it.
Of course, you ain't going to see it.
It's still there. It's not because of the curve of the earth.
It's the waves. It's the current.
Okay, but you can't see it. But when the flat Earth is flat, when they falling off.
Right.
Exactly. No, that's not what he's saying. That's not what he's saying.
So with the telescope, right? If there was a curvature and the boat disappeared because it was going on a curvature of the Earth, when he zoomed in with his telescope, he should have been seeing out of space. He should have been seeing out of space, but he wasn't.
Can I point out
the stuff in front of him?
I'm gonna give y'all some simplicity.
That's because that curve is not like it's a slow curve. You're not going at the speed of lightning over the curve to be not seen by another method.
Yeah, this was a great topic.
Again,
it's something to think about, Joe. I'm not
something to think about. Something to flirt about. It's pseudo. It's pseudo. I agree with you. It's definitely pseudo. It's something to flirt about. You know what I mean?
Well, let's talk about flight patterns. Let's talk about flight patterns real quick, yo. Do y'all know that there's pilots saying that they think the Earth is flat because when they do emergency landings and stuff, the point that they were trying to get to somehow becomes closer. If they have to land emergency, like instead of stopping in London and then going to Africa from America and just flying straight from America across, they're saying that they think the land is flat and that You know, it's a flight
So,
pattern thing. I don't know if you guys are hip to this.
Can
so
I
what you're
ask?
saying is that flying from Boston is like going straight across to the next country. There's no curves, there's no turn. Like you're saying, like the plane don't do a turning in the air.
Yes, it wouldn't be turning in the air. It wouldn't. You wouldn't
Yes,
have
they
to
do
stop in
turn.
London.
Yes, they do turn. They
Well,
turn
one
in
thing,
there and
hold on.
turn and come back. They definitely turn,
What I'm
especially if
saying
it's an
is, Uncle
emergency.
Chi, if they didn't fly up, like if they didn't fly up and then down, and then they just flew straight across on a map. Because if you look at the flight patterns, usually where they're telling you that they're curving at, the curvature is they only flying up. They're flying up instead of flying straight to the destination.
Can I ask you
Listen.
something, Gregory? When they say I flew around the world, I went around the world, travel around the world, flew and travel around the world. They don't say I went across the world, as in I travel
Exactly.
around the world. I
Can
toured the
But
world.
essentially, ain't that
I
the map
travel
that they
around the
use?
flat.
How do the airplane fly in the air? Do it just go straight everywhere it's going? I leave from
You
south
say it's
to
up,
north.
they
There's
flying up
no
and
turning
down.
left or right in the air. I'm just going straight across everything.
I
Hey,
ask
hey,
y'all?
Rob. Hey,
And run
Robin.
into a couple of buildings and trees. There'd be a lot of catastrophe going on if the
Can I ask
planes
y'all a
did that.
question? Listen, I'm gonna try to simplify this for you, and I know Gregory got more
Holy
questions and stuff.
crap!
Because all right, so listen to this. I'm a KISS, keep it simple so that it's stupid. So all right, let's do this. If you're watching something on your phone, how does it appear to you? Anybody answer? If
It
you're
will
watching
appear
something on,
flat.
if you're watching something on TV, how does it appear to you?
Flat.
If you're watching something through binoculars, how does it appear to you?
Flat.
Clear. It's clear.
I think everybody got the point, Dave.
No,
Go
if
ahead.
you no, if you look it through a telescope, how does things appear to you?
It's in the circle form because of the form of the damn lens
Exactly. So it
and
goes
the
back
way
to
that the telescope
exactly.
is
So it goes back to man's evolution knowledge, how it evolved. Okay, so here we go again. You're looking through something, and if it's in a square shape, it's gonna look flat, right? If you're looking through something that's in a circular pattern, it's going to look circular. What you see is going to be encased in a circular or a dome or whatever it is, but not even a dome, because let's be clear about this, guys. A dome just covers the top. It doesn't go all the way. It doesn't do a full circle. It don't do.
Well, hold on, Dave. It says, Dave, history says it was a glass bubble. I ain't gonna say a dome, it's a glass bubble.
All
That's
right,
what
so a
history
bubble and
says
a
in the
dome is
past.
two different things.
I just
But
know shit, Sherlock. I'm just saying. So
yeah,
I'm gonna
so you
clarify that.
can't.
so
So if you believe it's a bubble, if you believe it's a
Hold on,
bubble,
whoa, whoa, whoa.
as
It
you
ain't, it
pointed
ain't.
out earlier, it's a circle.
right.
Hold on. If it ain't, first of all, it's not belief. This is history. What was said or what they thought. This is just school of
Right.
thought. So what I'm saying is this: they said what they was doing, that they believe everything was in a bubble, and the earth inside the bubble is flat. That's how they were showing it
Very
in history. Until the Renaissance, science it
They
showed that
got
no, that's
smart.
not true. Now
They were
before that,
smarter. They
hold on,
debunked their flat
Timmy,
story. That's what they did.
Timmy. Let me finish and then you can add on, kid. So then after that, they thought the world was just circular. This is where we get the flat stuff at. You know what I'm saying? To nobody can't go to Antarctica, all that stuff. Yet, and yeah, I agree with you. Everything evolved. We got more knowledge and stuff. And this is just for me. The mystery was, how did you thought the world was flat? And that's why I said to me it's a mystery. And yeah, it's
Because
pseudo. I
they didn't
agree with
have
you. But
knowledge. That's
still,
why. They didn't
I won't
have
say
that
that,
much.
Timmy. Timmy,
Y'all,
mathematics was more stronger then than it is now.
y'all
This is
remember
what
that?
Gregory's like.
Y'all remember that game? For everybody that used to go in the swimming pool. There was a game called Marco Polo, right?
Yeah.
Kiana,
Yes.
have you ever played Marco Polo?
No.
Okay, who's played Marco Polo in the water?
I played Marco Polo many a times.
Patsy, all right. So what do you do when you play Marco? Patsy, you played Marco Polo before?
Didn't we play that at camp, Marco Polo?
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you do? Do you go in a straight line or do you go in a circle?
In a circle.
Exactly. Hence the fact. What's that little rhyme in 1492? Marco Polo. He did something along the line. They tell you in the song that he went around the world in 1492. Something true blue, whatever. My point is, even in those songs and those little nursery rhymes, they're telling you you're going through a circular motion, right? You're not just going. You're not just going straight across. You're not going to just four corners. I mean, the four corners.
First of all, Dave, hold on. I know this very well because my mom's Portuguese, so I know how navigation work. When it comes to the knots and stuff, right? You first of all, it's the moon and the star that's carrying you, the North Star, or they will call Saturn, whatever. It's carrying you. So when I mean carrying you, you're following that. You're going really blind. You're really being led by the stars, kid. You ain't even being led by the water. And now let's go up in the sky. When you in the sky, you ain't being led by the land. You're being led by what is called the north or the south or the east or the west. You know what I mean? Because if you look at land, shout out, you know what I mean, R.I.P. to the Kennedy. When you look in the land, this is very interesting. You're going to run into the ground thinking you're going straight.
Well, again, what are they looking through? What does the windshields and stuff on cars and stuff and on planes and things like that? Are they flat or
Dave ain't getting it. Dave, they looking at a north, east, south. They're looking at a north, east,
that's in the
south,
cockpit
west.
of the plane. Yes.
When you look
exactly
at, and
what
this
they're
is what
looking
Greg been
at.
talking about and then again, this is theory.
But
you know
that is how they are able to determine which way they going, southwest, east, west.
Those are
my
straight.
question. Wait, I got a
Those are
question for you
straight
guys. Let me ask
lines,
you guys
kid.
this question. So, do you guys believe in the Big Bang?
That's
Y'all
a theory.
believe that two things collided and all of a sudden we was created?
That's a theory.
That's a theory. Yeah.
This is
relevant. But isn't that how he just explained the globe theory though? That's how the scientists just explained the globe when we watched the video.
Well, I mean, I'm a rational thinker. So again, at this point in my life, even when I was in school and stuff like that, I mean, I didn't believe everything that was said to me. You know, if you gave me some required reading, I read beyond what you made mandatory, because I wanted to know more about, especially if it was interesting. So again, I like geography and stuff like that, but I'm gonna just be honest with you. When I was in the early part of my education and school and stuff, we was looking at things on the map, and the map was on the board. But as we got into the higher grades, we started using the globe and stuff like that. And as time went by, the children that was in the grades beneath me, they didn't even use the maps no more. They just started right out using the globes.
Dave, let me ask you a question, not to cut. Let me ask you a question. When it came to World War I, World War II, you had these airplanes about to fly. Did they use a globe or did they use a flat map?
They use a map still.
They
Why?
use the
still
map.
use the map.
Why?
To fly, because
somebody
figure it out for themselves.
They don't use no map.
I can't explain that for everybody.
They don't use that now.
Check it out. Right, they got to do. Hey, Greg, they got to do their own homework. Again, it's just a theory.
To y'all? The reason why the map was used more than the globe, because it was easy. Everything was laid out flat in front of you on one paper.
That's right.
The globe,
Barbino. That's not what I'm asking.
Listen to me. You already gave your opinion. Now hear mine. You had to spin the globe. It's time consuming. So to lay out a sheet of paper, everything's in front of you. You don't have to spin it. That's the reason why.
Well, they made the globe after the map. They listen. The king of Portugal made a German explorer create the globe. It's not about evolution.
Because
this is around
of
the time
navigation.
when they was conquering everything. So if they took all your stuff and burnt it, and your people used to believe that the earth was in a circle, like App was saying, in a dome. It's in a dome basically because your land is flat, but there's stuff underneath because they believe the inside of the earth is hollow. And once you
This is
get to the
why.
North
Hold on,
Pole, once you get to the
Greg. This
North
is why.
Pole, it's a magnetism pulling inside. It's a big hole at the top of our dome.
So what's going on at the bottom?
They don't know. The oceans are unexplored, so they do know that
Really?
they're mad in the
Yes.
earth places, though.
That is true.
And this is called. And this is
75
called.
to 85% of the ocean surface has not been touched.
And this is called.
And why is that?
This is called. This is called.
Because is
Because they
certain
can't go
part of
that
the
far
ocean
down there.
is
And if they
deep,
can't
and
go
they
that far
can't
down there,
they
what makes you
can't
think
go
they can
that
go that high up?
they do go down far to touch 1,000 feet to 1,300
Uncle
feet.
T, do you know
but
that
it's
there's
not.
freshwater lakes and saltwater?
Yeah,
They
I
can't go
know.
down there, and they could probably stand on top of that because of the density of the water.
They can't stand up
So
on that shit.
again, if something's flat, how can we have certain depths and levels to the sea if it's flat?
Because
Exactly.
you have craters. I just told you the inside is
Then it's
hollow.
not flat. It's not flat.
You're missing what I'm saying. We're on a disc, right? It's a plane. Did you see the model of the flat earth?
Do you believe at the end of the ocean there's other places that once you come out one end is land?
And
I
this is the
believe
part. Check it out.
believe
This is
that there's certain places that take you to certain, like in order to get to the moon, you gotta go to a certain portal to get there. It's a star system. It's not,
So again,
just gonna
it's not
Can you
flat.
tell me where this portal is so I can get off this place? Because y'all are crazy.
well. They said that the Bermuda Triangle is one of them. This
It's
is
a
what you talking
portal.
about lane
I'm
lines.
trying to tell you.
The Bermuda
Those are lane
Triangle
lines.
has
The lane
nothing.
lines.
It has nothing to
You
do
can't
with that.
explain all those pilots that flew over the Bermuda Triangle and felt like
Yes,
they
you
time
can.
travel, and they
Yes, you
really
can.
did
Them
time travel.
fools done. They got caught into it was a miss that
You can't explain this stuff, Uncle T. Scientists can't explain it. How would you explain
yes,
it?
sir. It was missed.
That don't make
It
no
was
sense.
missed that from how high they was up from the ocean. The mist coming being pulled up from the ocean, which was messing up the thing. And these dudes
We
crashed
even got
into
one.
the
We,
water, thinking they were farther. They were further because they had what they call that? They is some type of blindness or some shit. Hysteria. They was going having vision blurs and stuff like that. And so these dudes crashed because the leading dude was seeing things and he crashed, and so they followed him.
What about
Yeah,
the
they
other
thought
cases, Timmy? What about the other cases? That's just one. Give me another case, Timmy.
Another case
Well,
is
you
the ships.
the Bermuda Triangle, right?
the ship. How
Have
could you
you
explain
ever
this ship? It's
watched
the
the show called the Alaskan Triangle? It's pretty much the same. Whatever's going on in Bermuda Triangle is also going around in the Alaskan Triangle. No one can explain why there's stuff going on in the Alaskan Triangle as well as the going on in the Bermuda Triangle.
They're calling these things
There's
portals,
no
yo.
explanation of why things disappear in the Bermuda Triangle nor the Alaskan Triangle.
And we have one here too called the Devil's Triangle. It's in Massachusetts somewhere. Look it up.
So if the world, okay, so check this out. Since the world is round, check this out. Since the world is a sphere, and we know the world is a sphere with what we see from NASA. The thing that just puzzled me, real talk. Why water's not falling out the air? I mean, those things this is one of those things that make you go,
Because it's not flat.
Yeah,
Right,
and
because
No,
that's
if it's
what
flat,
damn, you
it's
didn't hear
not
what I
gonna
just
fall.
said. You didn't hear what I said. You didn't hear what I said. I
Water,
said because
rain.
I said, hold on. I said again, because we all know now the world is round. We all know it's a sphere. What I'm saying was the puzzle in me, why water is not falling out. And probably the miracle of God. We can use that as the excuse of the unknown. Yet water's not falling out the sky. It's not, and again, when you go to that bubble theory, because it's a theory, when you put, you put water inside a bubble or a circle or thing, you know what I mean, sealed up, and you shake it up and stuff, water ain't coming out. But yet it looks flat inside. And when I'm looking at, you know what I'm saying to you, at our
Because
earth.
it's sitting at the bottom. It's sitting at the bottom of
And it's
Of the
this
bubble.
thing called gravity.
So gravity's that powerful, is holding all that
Gravity
body of
is a
water in?
theory too.
Yeah.
So that's not a bubble or glass or nothing?
You guys, again, rationally thinking and just to
Right.
Simplify it. Again, if I gave you a cookie sheet and I took a hose or something and I told you to hold that cookie sheet in both hands and you held it out straight in front of you like so it was flat, right? It's starting out flat. First thing's gonna happen is the water's gonna start spilling off all the sides and stuff like that. But if I gave you a big salad bowl or something like that and did the same thing, what's gonna happen?
And that's what I was gonna get into, Uncle D. I'm gonna answer your question for you right now.
Then it's gonna flow over.
The Arctic Circle. Have you heard of the Arctic Circle?
Hence the word circle.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you know what the Arctic Circle looks like on a flat Earth map? It goes around the whole. It goes around. It's a
Because
circle
they're
around the
trying
whole
to
world.
show you the whole layout. They're trying to show you the layout of the Arctic. You know, they're trying to show you the maps are for there's trails, there's stationaries out there, there's there's like star watchers out there. You know, there's all types of scientists that are out there and that are stationed out there that do research and stuff like that.
You again, can you drive across the world? Can you drive around the world? Should I say?
Dave, that's not what we're saying. The theories they use the
Listen
north,
to what I'm
east,
saying to
south, and
you.
No,
west.
basically,
Can
what
you
you keep
drive
saying,
around?
Uncle
Can
D.
you
Let me
drive
answer your
around the
question
world?
for you. I was trying to.
Yes, you do
At the
have.
beginning, before Uncle T started talking, listen to what I'm trying to say to you. The Arctic Circle, right? You're saying it's flat, but I'm telling you that, as you know from school, that peaks and valleys rise from the earth, or they go inside, so it might crater. So that means that part of the earth was once flat before it rose, before it went down. That's how you get volcanoes and stuff, because the core of the earth is the inside of the earth, which is the hollow earth.
But see, you know that a volcano has an underbelly, right? That's where it rises from, where the gases and stuff and the lava comes from. It's not coming from a flat floor.
That's what's making the mountains rise. Is it being pushed up by gases and stuff like that?
See, so again, that doesn't give any relevance to the whole dome theory.
Yes, it does, because I was trying to tell you about the Arctic Circle. Okay. So on your map, the Arctic Circle is the South Pole, which is Antarctica, right?
And isn't the South Pole beneath?
And then on the old maps, if you go look at old maps, the Arctic Circle goes around the whole world on a flat Earth theory. So when they talk about global warming and the ice is melting and stuff, this ice supposedly surrounds all the water.
It's evolution. The knowledge you have obtained greater knowledge about your whereabouts.
But that goes back to what I said to you earlier. If we have greater knowledge now, why are the scientists saying that we can't figure stuff out?
I'm not disputing that, but what I'm saying is you can't go away from the fact that you using biblical and before Christ and all this other stuff to prove that it was flat or we in a dome. But you know, when people listen to all the language and stuff, they say traveled around the world. They ain't say traveled across the world.
Well, I told you about the pilots too.
Huh?
Dave,
I told you about the pilots too.
Dave, traveling around the world, kid. Listen, let's be real. Dave, when did they discover that there was a continent called the United States or North or South America, Dave, including Canada? When was
Way
that?
after the
Quote,
Aboriginal people.
hold on. Quote
Way after.
unquote. When was that discovered, Dave?
So you guys, Elijah and Gregory, so you guys believe that the Indians walked from the frozen tundras to the Americas. That's
That
what
is
y'all
the
believe.
story they told you, and they wouldn't be Indians.
But you
They
believe
would be
that,
Asians.
though, right?
They're Asian savages from the Caucasus Mountains.
But you
They
believe
cousins
that.
to the white people.
You
All right,
believe.
Dave. This is how migraine works, all right? Because I hear you talking. First of all, ain't no believer. We just throwing out theories. Well, this is what I'm doing. I'm throwing out theories.
Those are not theories.
Let me finish, Dave. Anyway, so migraine started off in Africa, as we know, but it started off in Southeast Africa. They moved up. One part went to the west side of Africa. The other one part went into the northern, I like to say, the northeast Africa. This is where you get the Middle East. As they start traveling, David, some departed going up north. This is where you got the Caucasus Mountains. Some went all the way to the far east. This is where we got Asia. As they went back, they went down when we got to the Tigris River and went all the way back, all the way into the Italy area and all the way back into the Africa area. This is called colonized. As you notice, I did not mention nothing about the United States of America or Americans. They were just strictly in that area. I like to call it the Mediterranean area. Why? Because of trade. Now, for you to do trade, Dave, these dudes was walking and doing boats cross rivers. They didn't believe in no oceans. You did what I'm saying to you, Dave. Now you saying about Native
They
Americans.
probably never seen the ocean.
That's it. Native Americans. They came from Asia. They walked across the north part. Once upon a time, when it was the Ice Age, you can really walk across this beautiful massive land. North and south, the whole nine.
So this
is facts. This ain't theory. This is facts.
So you believe they walked a straight line across flat land from one side of the street to the other. And that's how they got to that point.
Dave, when it was the Ice Age, just look it up, go on YouTube University. And when it came to the Ice Age, where it was come to migraine, you can walk from Asia all the way across. By the time they got to the areas of the Americas we know now, because of climate change, this is where we got the Native Americans from, which they would have, at the time, they would have thought that they was Israelis and red people and all that stuff. But anyway, just look it up. Everything civilization began in Mesopotamia, traveling became from Africa, but they walked everywhere or they used boats to cross seas. They didn't believe in oceans, and there was no North or South America.
Okay, so if we keep in,
because they didn't know about it.
If we
they didn't, like you said, they only travel in their area. You know, there's spaces that they in their waters. They didn't know about going outside their waters like the ocean.
No, this is a lie.
Tim, think about it.
That's
Tim.
a lie.
Hold on, Tim. Let's think about this, right? I'm not going to talk about how human beings are for Homo sapiens, Neanderthals, and all that stuff. I'm not going to go back. I'm just going Homo sapiens. Homo sapiens coming out of the coalitions when it comes in Africa. They decided in their heads, we're going to move. We're going to travel. 9 times out of 10 is because of food. All right? So they went to travel. What made them say, let's go this way and that way? And, hold on, again, do they know the earth was round or flat? Because they did start off walking, kid.
Until they started building boats.
So wait. You guys, y'all believe, so just to keep in suit what you guys are saying, right? Make this relevant to the conversation we're having. We're talking about the world is round, flat, or dome. All right. So if civilization started in Mesopotamia and the knowledge and it evolved and it comes full circle, right? And so we're coming back to these were the smartest people in the land, and y'all have said we have not even tapped into the knowledge that these earlier civilizations had, right? So we're gonna come full circle back to them. Those people from that in Mesopotamia felt that the world was circular. Yes. So if we're gonna believe them about certain things, How y'all gonna pick and choose about others? So
Because
if they ask
you're not getting the look. The model is Uncle D. It's not that it's not circular. Imagine a bubble, like App said again, and then you got the disc in the inside, which is our Earth.
Right.
It's a
That's how
flat
they thought it
plane,
was made.
but it could rise, it could go down. So underneath the
Right.
plane is
It can't.
water, because you know
each of
if you
those
dig into
things
the
are
earth
what?
deep
Like a
enough,
crystal
listen, you know if
ball,
you
like a
dig deep
Each
crystal
enough
just like
into
Like a
the
ball.
earth,
crystal ball.
you'll reach
each
water.
of those objects are what? Circular,
No kidding, Dave. We're not
not
saying,
But
flat.
that
Dave.
doesn't make
Hold
this
on,
a
Dave. Hold on, Greg. I got this. Dave, you getting confused, baby boy. Listen up. We will make it clear. The theory is not that the whole mass land, including the globe, is flat. That's not the theory, Dave. The theory is we're inside of a bubble, or sometimes we'll call it a dome, but it's fully closed. Inside, this is not hard at all. It's the Simpson movie. Inside of it, there's a flat disc, which we call mass of Earth. This is a theory now, Dave. This ain't facts. This is a theory. It rises up, it goes down. And what we're saying is in ancient times, they the one who developed this theory, not man. The Egyptians built up pyramids to focus on the stars. Why? They know the place was round, but it was circular. When you look at a clock, you should ask a theory about when you look at a clock, what you see. It's flat. Why? Because of the shadow. Now, when it comes to the roundness, that's when the Renaissance kicked in. Oh, really? The Greeks kicked in with that stuff. So what we're saying is it's an interesting conversation. Now, have any of us seen the Earth with our own eyes? Of course not. But when you take a telescope, you get a little, yeah, it's round, circular. But is it a bubble? And inside is flat? We don't know. Or we probably do know. It's a good, interesting conversation. Is it pseudo, Dave? Of course it is. But still,
So
makes you think,
to
because
get
ancients
back to the
thought that.
point, you guys know when they show images from satellites, right? They don't show you a real picture.
Why
They
don't they?
usually cartoon images. I'm trying to tell
Why
you, the
don't
ones
they
that are
show
supposed
you the? They
look,
show you
even when
that
they show you
it's a full picture,
pictures of
Gregory. It's
Mars,
not no cartoon shit. That's a picture. It's a straight up picture. That ain't no damn
you
cartoon.
got to look it up for yourself and you would see. But my thing about the Arctic Circle, again, what I was trying to say about it surrounding the world, you can't go to the South Pole. Me and Uncle Raw talked about this the other
Who?
day
You
because
can't go. Who
they
can't go?
people,
Pimpin?
regular people can't go unless you're a scientist or if you're on like a cruise, but they're not gonna let you go too far, like the
Right.
Titanic. So basically, what happened was they signed the treaty. These 7 nations, they signed the treaty, and nobody can own Antarctica. Nobody can go over there. They can't do no scientific research. None of that. And the people that believe in flat Earth theory believe that's because these are the walls that they don't want us to go past. But you heard, if you ever heard of Admiral Byrd, my fault, that's his name, Admiral. His name is Admiral Byrd. He flew over the walls basically and seen different land masses
We've
that
been
on
The
the map.
scientists just discovered there was living over there. Like they discovered buildings and stuff like that.
yeah, civilization. So here we go again. We've been going back and forth about this matter for over an hour now. I know you got some more proof, some more questions.
I mean, I was like, we jumped all around. You guys got
That's
into
Gregor,
it,
all
can
so
you
right.
hear me?
it
Let's hear
wasn't
some
really much.
more. I'm,
Gregor,
I'm
can you
just
hear
now.
me?
Yes, sir.
That's because
All
he's
right.
trying to prove to
So
us that
this
the earth
this
is a
year,
dome and not round.
this year, the last flight left the pole in mid-February 2022.
And they was a part of the Arctic Treaty. Whoever those people was that was over there. There's something called the Arctic Treaty. I'm not lying to you. You guys can look this stuff up. It's called
Nah,
the Arctic
it's a,
Treaty. You
it's a,
can't go
hold on,
over there without a
hold
reason.
on, hold on. Now, what's out there, and I have to say this. Conspiracy theory says, I have to say this.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Now that over there from since World War II, what you need to study on Hitler. He knew some things until you know what I mean a little bit about I think about the 60s or 70s. There was a lot of scientists doing research over there. The locals could not go there. Now, let's be real. Whenever scientists is doing research, no locals can go around it because they're doing research. They're digging up, finding out what's going on, archaeologists,
Doing
geography
something they
level.
ain't supposed to be doing.
Say that again?
They're doing something they ain't supposed to be doing.
Maybe that too. They being nosy, I like to say. The Eskimos like, what you doing here? Yes?
Right. Yep. Being nosy, getting in their way.
From
Wanna
what
act.
theories, from what theories said and where the theories got it from, they sources from people who used to work there. I'm gonna say this again.
The
From what
Toronto
theory,
workers that put out
from what
rumors
theories,
and stories.
hold on to me. From what theory says, they resource or they sources from people who used to work there. That there's green land there. After you get out
Yeah,
done at
of
the ice,
course
there's
there is. Yeah.
let me finish,
There's
bro.
there's
Bro, let me
in the
finish.
summertime the fucking ice melt.
Timmy, no, let me
And
finish.
Uncle
the
T, hold
bears
on. Let
God,
him
that
finish,
the
Uncle
polar
God.
T.
bears go on land
Timmy,
in
that's
the
not what I'm
summertime.
talking about, Timmy. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is where they're investigating at is where people can't go with. You see this big old giant white wall. You cannot go beyond this big old giant white wall. They won't let nobody go there, but scientists and people go there. So when the dude who flew over there, he was
Admiral
telling what he
Byrd.
have seen. Right, he was telling what he have seen. You know what I mean? I think something happened to him though when he, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, so
He got
whistleblowers.
arrested.
He turned
Nah, he
into
got
a
killed.
whistleblower later on because they told him he couldn't talk about it. And he didn't talk about it until he was about to die.
Right, right. So now other whistleblowers came out. This is when the conspiracy came out. That people out there from Russia, all the people that major heads supposedly know about this area, and it's an area that they might call it like a cousin to the Garden of Eden. You dig what I'm saying? To which is a lot of places like that all over the world. You know what I mean? Especially if you bring down this water, you see where there's a lot of places all over the world. But here we go. But again, what makes it a theory or conspiracy theory? Because there's no proof or evidence, and in the sense of geography or looking at science. So, I mean, it's interesting.
Because they
You know
won't
what?
let you see. It's a theory because they won't let you see it. But then when you have so many people that work over there and
And that's what
actually
makes
was
it
in the
interesting.
field of it, telling you what
That's what makes
happened,
it
and
interesting.
you
Right.
have the
That's what makes it
regular people
interesting.
like, oh no, that stuff ain't true, and it might
And
be.
you
Now,
know,
You got to think about
now
it sometimes.
let me ask you this: when people who feel like they help do discover things, they help create things, they help put that product or that invention on the map, right? And then somebody comes and take it away from them or get rid of them, fire them. Of course, they always gonna have some rebuttal to try to, cross up the information so you would disagree or not take what that person is saying is is right, or put a doubt in your mind about what they're saying.
When it comes to conspiracy theory, to me, a lot of the scientists in them, they just ignores it. They don't really like
Right,
question this
right.
stuff. Hold on, until the UFO stuff came out. Listen, go ahead.
let me say this to y'all. Y'all are so deep into these theories and stuff like that. I got a theory for you.
I don't believe
I
in none
was
of that
gonna
stuff.
say this.
Here's
Listen
my
to what I'm
theory.
about to say. This isn't a theory, yo.
No. Wait. This is what I'm about to say to you guys. And you ladies, y'all been quiet during this whole discussion.
Because they find it ridiculous.
I got a theory for you guys. I think that these people that are coming up with these conspiracies and stuff like that are rich people, and they can afford to think like this because they got a lot of time on their hand. They don't have to go to work. All they can do is watch their money grow. So they can afford to think this way, and they can say to themselves, it's this way, and they believe it's so because they have the money and the time to behave that way and stuff like that. Y'all can't afford to think this way. Y'all gotta stop this nonsense.
I know. I don't think that way.
We live in a dome. Why haven't this dome exploded? All the nonsense that's going on in this world, messing with our
You gotta pay attention to
and
the
all this
times,
other
Uncle D.
stuff. And if we live in a dome, what type of
Yeah,
dome
really
is
he
it?
does.
Is it a
Really he does.
is it
He is
a
not getting
gas
understand the
dome?
definition and none of that stuff.
Is it a gas dome or is it something made out of glass? What is this dome made out of that we live in?
Dave, you lost me once you didn't get the theory part of it, man. You
I'm,
know
I'm,
what
I'm
I'm
telling
saying?
y'all, I like comic books
you
too.
said the key word.
I
It's
like
a
comic
theory.
books
It's
too.
not no truth
Exactly.
to it.
Thank you, Timmy.
It's a theory. It's
Y'all
not no
got
truth
a
to
theory
it.
going on
That's
there.
it.
Nothing
That's
else.
somebody's opinion. A theory is somebody's opinion. Scientific facts is
So what?
scientific
So now
facts.
you gotta explain gravity to me then, because that's a theory. That's
And
Einstein's
that's
theory.
where hold
Now
on.
explain. Now explain that to
Hold
me.
on.
Please
And
explain that.
that's where he put you in the face on that.
That don't make no sense.
He put
What
you in
you
the
just
face
said.
on that.
That's a whole nother topic.
Yeah.
We were talking about if the world is round, flat, or dome.
Oh shit.
Exactly. Hello.
Between you two,
if it wasn't no damn gravity,
between
Gregory,
Elijah and
if the
Gregory,
plane,
Uncle T, there are places on the earth
The
without
water would
gravity.
not
You can look
be
it up. You look
staying
it up
where
if you want to
it is.
see this
how
stuff
you if
floating and
there's no
everything.
gravity, how you explain
You
fucking
don't
the
ask
damn
me. Tell the scientists to
media's
explain it to you.
crashing into ocean or crashing into
no.
land and stuff. So
Timmy, there's a simple way to explain this. Y'all don't believe in gravity? Go to the highest point in your house and jump. And tell me what happens.
Bet your ass will fall and hit that damn ground.
Tell me what happens.
Because if it ain't no gravity, you can float. You would be floating.
So Dave, listen, right? And I would answer that too. First of all, you would hit the ground, but which we call it is a theory which is called gravity. No one don't know what it's really called.
Exactly.
And so this is why I want to ask you, what is the definition of theory, Dave?
It was made to silence people that was knowledgeable.
Great. I asked David, what is your definition? Because I think you thinking theory and belief is the same. What is your definition of theory, David?
You know exactly. You know that not to be true. But like I said, I try to keep this in layman's terms. Like I said, it's not for me to go back and forth with you guys about y'all's theories and y'all's beliefs.
It's not our theory. That's why I asked you, what's the definition of theory? It's not our theory, David. It's just what's out there. But again, what is the definition of theory, David?
If you want the Webster Dictionary version of it, you're gonna have one of these ladies that have been quiet pull it up for you guys. Tanya or Kiana or Josie or Maria, can y'all pull up the Webster Dictionary for the word theory?
I'm gonna humor you. A theory is a pet.
A what? You said
yeah,
dog?
it's funny. That definition is funny. What you just said. The bottom line is, you guys, like I said, some of this stuff is a conspiracy. Some of it's a conspiracy theory.
Here we go. This is why I was saying it wasn't a theory. So did they lie to you about the map? Did they lie to you about the globe? Yes, they did. You know how they did? Listen to this, because the people, listen to this. The people that made the map, they made certain places on it. Listen to what I'm saying to you. They made certain places on the map stand out more than the other places because they didn't want those. They wanted to look superior. They wanted to look superior to these places.
Certain places
they lied to you about
than others.
I don't think they lied. I think that was the extent of their knowledge at that point in time.
Certain places are bigger than others, Gregory. That's why certain places on maps are bigger than others because it's big. That state is big. You got small states, you got medium states, you got big states.
That has been done to purposely make people believe, people of color, that certain places are larger than they are.
Well,
and if they lied to you about that, and it still goes on to this day.
When you are the person that tells the world that you're superior and you provide the tools and stuff like that, until one of you great conspirators prove it to be otherwise, then they're going to continue to have that platform, that forum to do so.
Hey, Dave,
the conspiracies, everything that they say, they ain't got no proof.
The
just
scientists,
talking.
listen. Oh my God, the scientists just said.
You ain't
All right, so
seen
Uncle
none of
T,
the
here we
dude
go.
that
This
was
is how I'm about
talking
to
that
mess you up
the dude that was
to make you
talking
think a
that the
little bit more.
planet was flat. He ain't showed no type
Uncle
of
T, when
evidence
did we
of
go
what
to the
he was
moon? Have we
saying.
been to the moon?
No type of evidence. He
All right, Jimmy.
he just going against what science is saying.
Timmy,
Uncle
really?
T, have
You
we
got
been to the moon?
Huh?
See, I
Have
was
we
gonna.
been to the moon?
Have I been to the moon?
Have we been to the moon? As
Of
in,
course we have.
they
You
had a race to the
seen Neil
moon, right?
Armstrong.
And then what
We've been
happened? What
to
did
the
the
moon
scientists tell
several
you? They was
times.
telling you that they didn't have the technology to get back to the moon. So how the hell do we have pictures and satellites out there? And they
When did
can't
they
get out
tell you
past
they
the
didn't
Van
have the
Allen belt.
When did they
technology?
say they couldn't get back to the moon?
They done been
They
there several times.
right.
They listen. They this is the first time they attempting to go back to the moon since Neil
Since
Armstrong.
when?
They just recently. It was just on the news.
Okay, so let me say this to you again. This is all those wealthy people that come up with these theories about a flat earth and stuff like that. These are the same individuals that believe they're going to load up on a bunch of ships and soar to the next world, fly to the next world, and they're going to leave all the people down here believing that the world was flat. And they're going to go beyond this dome, which is covering the flat earth, and they're going to find themselves a nice round planet. This is what you believe? Don't get quiet now.
There has been 6 crew missions that has landed on the moon.
I know.
6 different times.
All right.
Yeah.
But wait a minute, Robert. They had to get clearance like a plane because the window had to open up on the dome so they can fly out, like in the
Yeah.
Wait, listen, you know how silly and ridiculous this sounds? Because this is about to make y'all all feel really crazy. Listen, what happened when they went on the moon?
What about
They got out, look, they got out, they
robotical
broadcasted this, right? They got out on the moon and accepted a call from the president in the White House with no satellites out on the moon and everything. They did it all on TV in front of the world. And y'all believe that?
They was in the space station.
How did they call them on the moon?
Because they got radios and shit, Gregory. You think they ain't going to stay in contact
from a regular telephone
on Earth? And they got screens and shit. Technology done changed. Technology done changed so much. They did do a lot of things that they couldn't do when they first went on there.
Can I say this?
So what was the point of having telephone poles?
Can I say this to you guys? Because we've been going on, like I said, more than an hour now, probably like an hour and a half now, back and forth. And again, y'all haven't convinced me that the world is.
Well, I said at the beginning of the show, this isn't to sway anybody.
You guys haven't convinced me. No, I'm saying
Columbia.
The theories stuff that they showed us haven't convinced me that we live in a dome. Because here's the thing, also, right? So, am I to believe that all the other planets that we see when we look into the telescope and we stargazing and stuff like that, they're round, but our planet is flat in a dome? So the planets that are hovering about in our solar system, are they really flat too? And just
Dave, you really ain't getting it, huh?
No, not the way y'all explaining it.
No, you just don't know how to listen very well. David, we're not saying that the theory, because you keep me on thinking that we believe it. Well, I don't know about Gravy, I'm gonna talk for myself, that we believe in this stuff. The theory that's out there, that's why I said, what's the definition of theory? The theory that's out there. So yeah, you definitely got your opinion, but the plot is it's a conversation we're building. Oh, how could they thought they was flat once upon a time, and now we know it's round? But yeah, evolution is now starting to turn out to be. Oh, now we're talking about if it's flat or not. Listen, we even having this conversation.
Okay,
I think it was a ridiculous conversation, anyways, because everybody in there right
Hold on,
mind
Tim. Information, knowledge always go to the grave. You dig? This is not some type of thing, or this is ignorant, or this is stupid. Nah, the part is, yo, why this is being talked about? We all know that the earth is round, but why is talking about flat? And then when you go back in history, it's just funny how it works. This is why I said mystery. Yes, true enough, it got a lot of pseudo, it got a lot of theory, and it got a lot of conspiracy theories. Yet, back in the days, they thought this was real. And yet the technology that they have, you can't say they were stupid. Their mathematics is more important than ours can ever be. So that's where it comes from conversation.
They just wasn't. They was smart in some things, but their theories, their own opinions, they thought that the world was flat, and they only did square. They only did a square. They went in a box and came back, and then they said, "Oh, we didn't want to go too far because the planet is square. We would have fell off."
That's not true. They was traveling everywhere, but
I'm about to say, Timmy, did you just see the navigation? I was just spitting.
I want to end this on a good note. Everybody is entitled to their own opinions. You can look up this research if you want to after. But I'm going to tell everybody to question everything sometimes. Mm-hmm. Is the sky blue? No, it isn't. That's not the answer.
Not. Yeah, that's facts. It's not blue. We all that's facts.
Can I do a shameless plug real quick? Kiana, are you still with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. I have a favorite saying. You have a T-shirt. Can you give that to them? Tell them how I feel about this situation.
Oh, my favorite. You can't make sense out of nonsense.
Robbie, where can you purchase this shirt at?
As usual, EmporiumPlus.org, where you will find the latest fashions. And we forever, you S.A.M, Still a Man, SOS support our sisters. Adapto Parish and Adapto Parish ladies first.
And hey, yo, check it out. My plug-in is What is Sense?
Well, Oprah also showed you guys a glass dome where there'll be fishing, arcade playing, rugs, bedrooms, garden, everything down there to see if people can survive in it.
And again, hence my point earlier. A very wealthy individual is going to create something for y'all to pay for and make it your reality if you can afford it.
Dave, it's just a theory, Dave. It's just a theory.
Well, she's rich.
And if you really want to know, ask the pilot.
Ask who?
What pilot? He's dead. That one that was flying over the triangle dead. He's in the ocean. His plane and his other three co-pilots that was flying with him, all their planes is in the ocean. They saw them. They didn't remove it. It's like a treasure, underwater treasure.
Are these pilots white Republican men? Because I think something's wrong with their brains. So I'm gonna say that with that.
Again, when you got a lot of money, you got a lot of time.
Yeah, rich white people, in other words.
And Tanya, what they say about an idle ground is the devil's playground.
It's the idle mind, Dave. Wow.
That's what I said. An idle mind is a devil's playground.
Okay, my fault, Dave.
I was trying to get Tanya back in here, but she might have nodded off.
Nah, I think she left.
Yeah.
Well, I think this was interesting to say the least.
It was a laugh. It was
amusing. Look up Pangea, look up old maps. Everybody do your own research.
It was a great laugh for me,
but this has been another Think About It Thursday. I'm your host, G. Lacey. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you.
Yep, God bless you.